Hey guys, it's John from John's DIY Playground. Today we're inside my RV and we're taking a look again at this Hengs vent fan that I previously made a control that I 3D printed to open and close the lid. But today we want to make a control or a reacher that can reach this knob. We are going to use 3D printing, but we're going to do a little bit of a twist to make it, because this knob's a little bit smaller, a little less area to engage. So we're going to do a little trick that I'll show you. Let's get started. Right now this is the Ender 5 Plus, and it's 3D printing the collar part, which is a second piece in addition to the cup. And I'll be 3D gluing it onto the cup later, but while this is happening we're going to get our cup finished and use the InstaMorph material to make an impression of the knob. We have our 3D printed cup now, and just going to do a quick test fit, and yeah, it's going to fit around that knob, so we just got to get the InstaMorph in there and then make the impression of that knob. So this is the InstaMorph product, a moldable plastic, little pellets in there. Pretty easy to use. I've only used it a few times, but when I have, it's really easy to work with. It's real simple. Heat up some water to 140 Fahrenheit. Add your pellets and your beads however much you want. Let it cook for about 2 or 3 minutes. Take it out. Then shape it into what you want, and it hardens back up. So what we did here is I pre-filled my cup that we 3D printed with some of this InstaMorph. And I've got my pot here, so we'll warm this water up. We'll get back to you when we're ready to make the impression of the knob. We've got our water up at about 152. They say they don't recommend going over 150, but that's fine. Notice the cup too, it's only about 2/3 full, because when I push the knob into there, it's going to displace some of this plastic and it might even ooze out the top somewhat. We'll see, but here goes nothing, right? So what'll happen is these things sit here for 2 to 3 minutes. They're going to turn from white to clear. When they turn completely clear, then it's about time you can, so you can see it happening now, you can put them together. They'll kind of start sticking to each other, and then you can pull them out. Alright, our beads have been in there for a few minutes. I'm just going to kind of push them together so they stick to each other with the spoon. And then they're sticking together pretty good. I'm going to scoop this out, and I'm just going to put it back in the cup and force it in there, and then we're going to run over to the trailer, make our impression. There's Tabasco the cat. Hi Tabasco. Now I just take the cup and I'm going to push and just hold it there until it cools. I'll get back to you in a second. My first attempt at making the impression didn't work, to be honest. It went into the cup and it just kind of smushed in the bottom of the cup. So the good thing about InstaMorph is you can actually put it back in the heat and remelt it again. So I'm melting it again, and this time I'm just going to take the blob of plastic, wrap it around the knob, and then push the cup into it. Before I had just put the InstaMorph into the cup and it just kind of flattened out in the bottom of that, so I don't want that to happen this time. Alright, we're back in the trailer. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but got my cup down there. I'm going to start to shape this stuff real thin, and I'm going to make it wrap around that knob, so I kind of envelope it around all sides. And I'm going to take the cup, whoops, even with 2 hands I can't do it. Take the cup, push it up through there, almost like a cookie cutter. There's my impression. There's my shape. And I'm just, it wants to stick up there, so I'm just going to leave it and let it cool. And once it does cool, I will try and use some super glue to super glue it inside the cup and trim away the excess, and you'll see what I do next. Now that the part's cooled, I removed it from the knob, and we did get what we were looking for, which is those little indents on the inside of the plastic mold. And you can see it comes right out of the cup, and it's a little thin in spots, but that's okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it back in the cup, and I'm going to get a knife and I'm going to trim around this excess and get that out of there. Time to finish things up with some super glue. So we're using the famous Harbor Freight super glue in this Bob Smith Industries accelerant. They used to have a nice spray, by the way, but now it sprays like crap. This is a brand new tube, so just gotta bust it open. Sorry, this table is a little unsteady too, so it's gonna look a little shaky, I think. So anyway, I'm just gonna line my part here with the super glue. Put some on the bottom too, because we're going to push it into the bottom of this cup. Get it around. Of course, it's getting on my fingers, which is not good. Put it in the cup. Push it down. That looks pretty good. And I also want to put this collar on, and then I'll do the accelerant. It's possible I could have printed the collar as one piece as part of this the cup, but I just thought this would be easier for today. So I'm just going to line this up by eye as best I can and kind of move it around so the glue can set. So it's pretty low viscosity stuff. And the problem is it doesn't set up real easily, so that's why I use this accelerant. And I just, as soon as you hit it with a little accelerant, it'll seize the glue up. And then I'll just rinse it out with some water, get that stuff out of there. But it works almost instantaneously once you spray that stuff on. Now we're just going to assemble the cup and the whole tool onto a dowel rod. This is a 1/2 inch diameter dowel rod. And I already kind of put a hole in there ahead of time so I could make this look so simple and so easy. It kind of is, but you know, see, it's not that easy, like I said. It's hard to do when you're right behind a camera too, so this just keeps the thing from rotating inside the stick. You probably should drill a pilot hole. I didn't, but yeah, that's it. So now our tool is all done. We've got the motor fan control on the one side of this tool, and then on the other side of the dowel rod we have the vent open close tool. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe so you can know when new videos of mine come out. This is John from John's DIY Playground. Have a great day.